Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm dejected.
And we have to be pretty brief because once again we only have 15 minutes to explain to you the newest bullshit DMCA thing that we're dealing with right now. And this one comes to us directly from the Hey Scotty, Jesus man guys, the Cristiano brothers and their company.
From 5 and 2 Productions. And it was on our Matter of Faith review, which, by the way, was a hella good review. Not of the movie, it was a negative review of the movie, but a positive review insofar as its quality.
Yeah, the funny thing is about this video is, since DMCA has been getting so out of control, which you know if you've watched any of our videos pertaining to our previous DMCA issues, this video I used clips only when necessary to show like a certain line in context of the scene. The rest I use still pictures. Regardless, our reviews fall under fair use anyway. In fact, I believe in front of this review I even put that little like, hey, pay attention, this is what fair use is, consider it.
Yep.
Still got hit by a DMCA, and this was not an automatic strike. This was someone from the company actually directly looked at the video and decided to manually flag it.
Yeah, and it most likely was because it said Atheist Watch, and it was a review in which we didn't take them very fucking seriously because they were garbage. So anyways, what happens is when we get a DMCA, we immediately have to be like, okay, well, we don't want that. Let's counter notify. And when Hugo initially went to the counter notification, YouTube didn't work.
Yeah, I kept getting a 404 error for like 3 days. I emailed YouTube and to be like, hey, we need to do this counter DMCA notice. Like, it's screwing our channel over. And then finally, like, today they got back to me. Since then, I found a workaround, but honestly, that was bullshit in and of itself. But anyway, the first day, luckily, this did come with the email address of someone from the company that I could email. I emailed them firstly, and I basically just said, hey, this falls under fair use, statute, whatever, and I gave the legal code or whatever for it and explained fair use, and they sent me one email back, and it said, you used our content without our consent, remove the video and we'll remove your strike. And I emailed them back immediately. I said, absolutely not. This falls under fair use, as I just stated. We're going to counter DMCA you once we get it working, basically. But please just save us both the time and remove it because we're going to fight this and we're going to win. We've fought this so many times before and we always win.
So after that, Hugo pretty much doesn't get another reply. He will end up sending 2 or 3 more emails. He won't get another reply from this guy. So I went to Twitter. I found their Twitter. It was 5 and 2 Productions or whatever. I don't know what it is. But and I was like, hey, we've gone through this with Ray Comfort, and we don't really have the patience to go through it with you as well. I would appreciate if you would remove the false DMCA. And then I did a follow-up tweet where I gave the precedent and the kind of, legal mumbo-jumbo that they'd have to read. I gave it in like 2 pictures or whatever, though. It was quick. It was a quick read. And if someone's threatening you with legal action, what would you do, Hugo? Would you, A, read the stuff they sent you, take it seriously until you could figure out whether or not it was serious, and then reply with an answer? Or B, would you press the block button on Twitter?
Well, I know for a fact if you're the Cristiano Brothers employees, you press the block button, and then you block anyone else who calls you out on that bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, and I get blocked by the people that have filed the false DMCA, and I am telling them that they will have legal issues coming up if I don't get a reply. And then they block me, and then they block literally every follower and every fan that tells them, hey, you got this DMCA thing wrong. You should really release it because you're going to have legal problems. And, thank you to every fan that did that, by the way. It was great of you, but...
Also, they blocked me, which is funny because I didn't even talk to them. I'd emailed them, but I didn't talk to them on Twitter, but I got blocked, apparently, which is stupid.
Yeah. That's because you're in my bio.
I guess so. But anyway, also after this, I found out after the fact, they've been sweeping YouTube the past week and hitting tons of channels. We're one of the bigger ones, but also, if you know who the Cinema Snob is, he does a lot of reviews of bad Christian movies. He got hit, the day after us, which is funny, because I actually sent him a message, or I commented on one of his videos, hey, just so you know, they've been hitting a ton of people this week, including us. I know you have a couple of reviews. You might want to put them on private or whatever. Unfortunately, he did get the message in time, but he didn't put it to private or whatever in time, and they did give him a strike as well. We talked briefly in the comments and stuff, and he sent me a private message and I sent him one, but I don't know. We're still figuring out what we're doing and if we're going to do anything or whatever. But basically what we're doing right now, we sent the counter DMCA notice. I believe they have 14 business days or 10 business days, something like that, to get back to us. I forget if this is the one where they have to send a court order or we automatically win, or if this is they get to say no and then there's one more counter we have to send and then they have to send a court order.
It's something like that. It's one way or the other. Basically, they have 14 days to uphold it and decide, yes, we have legal reason to file this DMCA against us and whoever else counters, which, by the way, if you fall within your fair use rights and you were one of the people that got flagged, please do so. Please file your false DMCA counterclaim, because we're there with you and we will all fucking ruin them in court. Because this honestly, is what it's coming to. Honestly,
this time I'm so if they take this as far as they're going to, if they're going to continually try and do this, we are getting a lawyer and we're so done with this. This DMCA system has become bullshit. It's time to set some precedents. It's time to show people who are abusing this system, you're not going to get away with this. There are repercussions for doing this.
And it's not like we're outside of our rights. It's not like we think we're some hot shit. We genuinely took time to make sure that we didn't breach their copyright. Hugo specifically made sure he only used stills, which is even better than using clips just because it doesn't offer as much content. And we only used it for comedic purposes and review and all this stuff. It falls into fair use. Basically, it's being abused and we're taking a stand. And I assume most of you want us to take a stand. Because every single bit of feedback I have from people that have been hearing about this is, yes, fucking take care of this because DMCA is being abused. And so we're going to be one of the first people to fucking do this then, apparently. I haven't heard of many other YouTubers actually fighting this. I only ever hear about them folding or deleting the video and getting their DMCA removed. This is not happening.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If they release the video, fuck it. We're still going to do more reviews of their movies, though, and if they DMCA us again, we're going to go through the same process. Basically, if they ever get to the point where they're going to keep doing this until they send legal notice, we're going to sue them. So, I ask of you guys, firstly, does anyone know any good organizations that offer either pro bono work as far as copyright and this sort of fair use? I remember one specifically, but God, I forget their name. They deal with stuff like this, and I think recently they set some precedent where fair use has to be taken into account before you send a DMCA notice. I forget the name of them. If anyone remembers, please let me know. And two, if this does happen and we can't find someone who does pro bono stuff, we're going to have to set up some sort of Kickstarter, and I would hope that many of you who have seen not just us, but so many people on YouTube get screwed over by this bullshit DMCA abuse, I'd hope some of you could kick in like $1 even. It'd be great, because I want this landscape to change. It has to change. And if no one else is going to change it, I would be glad to be the person to try and help change it, because it's Absolutely. Ridiculous.
It's absolute bullshit. And I would ask that as far as the DMCA stuff is concerned, I would ask that you share this with any YouTubers that you know that have been having DMCA issues. And if specifically they got a strike for doing any of the... probably Matter of Faith, which is their most popular movie because it was on Netflix. If they got a strike for something like that, or like the Hey Scotty Jesus Man, tell them about this video. Tell them that we would happily have them on board and we could make this a class action and we could get several different people to sue them, because they don't deserve the right to distribute film and have that copyright if they're going to abuse it to this length. Specifically because it was a negative review, by the way. There's plenty of positive reviews out there that are up. And it was manually flagged, meaning that they heard about it or saw the title, because we're probably one of the more popular reviews of this film. And it says Atheist Watch, and then obviously we are not very fond of it. And then we get flagged. So it's not just violating DMCA, it's also censoring dissent. Which is another, it's a free speech issue.
And, if this does get shared around, I'm sure some people who are in our demographic are going to watch this. And I'm not saying you have to agree with what we have to say. That's cool. If you don't like us personally, you can think we're huge assholes or disagree with what we say. But that's not really the point here. The point is that, don't you want people to be able to criticize things in the way that they want to, regardless of the content? You don't have to agree with someone to want them to be able to say what they want to say. And companies, whether it be the Cristiano brothers or some other movie company who just doesn't want bad reviews getting out, they should not have the right to quell dissent via this automated system that doesn't take into account creators having the ability to do these things under the letter of the law. The two biggest people who probably got hit by this at this point were probably us, the Cinema Snob, I know TJ dealt with these people in the past with the Hey Scotty Jesus Man stuff. There's enough big people here that we could probably make something happen. So please, if you can, share this to people, share this to other YouTubers who've dealt with DMCA, share this to other people who are dealing with the Cristiano brothers. And honestly, I want the Cristiano brothers to know you're not going to get away with this. And I would say to you, even if you think you're in the right, which, by the way, you're not, you are breaking the law. Please, I'm sure you have a lawyer on staff somewhere, or you have someone that you know and call for your legal shit. Please talk to them about this. I'd like to think if they're a reasonable lawyer that you're paying for their services, they would tell you, this is not worth the time, this is not worth the money, because it really isn't for you. So please release the videos. If not, this is going to continue to escalate, and it's not going to be fun for anyone. It's not something I'd like to do, other than the fact that I'd love to take your money. But come on, guys. I don't care that your movies entertain me in a lot of ways. I don't think they're good, but I'm not trying to stop you from making the movies. So chill the hell out. Do your job. Let us do ours. And fuck off.
You know, would it be even better? Make a movie about us. I would happily play myself in a biopic written by the Cristiano Bros.
Yes, please do.
I don't even need to be paid, honest.
No, I just show up. I'll even play the evil atheist. Like, rah, and then I'll review it and tell you how terrible my performance was.
So yeah, basically release videos, or this is going to be good for you. This is not going to be good for you, because this is going to have to go, into the legal realm. And God, that sounds boring. I don't want to do that. I tell dick jokes for a living. Does it look like I want to buy a suit and go to a place of government?
I don't want to do this. I really don't. But it has gotten self-parody levels of how ridiculous these companies have gotten with this DMCA shit.
Not putting up with it anymore.
Nope. Done. So thanks everyone for watching this. Seriously, hopefully this will get resolved quickly and they'll realize that it's not worth the time to try and do this bullshit. If not, in the following weeks, months, however long it takes, I appreciate any support you will lend to us and the fellow people who are dealing with this. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully they'll get their heads out of their asses, and that'll be it. But I'm sure we'll do another video with whatever happens in the coming couple weeks, and we'll let you know what's going on. So
Also, so full-length content is going to be on the Quran Reloaded, but you will get half of whatever we are uploading on TBR still, to make sure that you know what we're doing. But I would suggest anytime this happens, subscribe to the Quran Reloaded, and you'll get all the full stuff on the days we do it. Yep. Sorry, it sucks, but it's not that much different.
Yeah. So thanks, everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo, under 15 minutes.
And I'm Jake, also under 15 minutes. This was weird. We don't do this a lot.
And this has been the Bible DMCA'd. Fucking Cristiano brothers.
Wow, it's like we're collecting them. We should get a punch card.
Yeah.
Remember Subway used to have punch cards?